In 2010, the men's razor market wasn't just a business. It was a kingdom. And it had one ruler, Gillette. With a history stretching back over a century, Gillette, owned by Procter & Gamble, controlled an astonishing 70% of the global razor and blades market. They were an institution, a giant with a research and development budget in the hundreds of millions, and an advertising machine that put A-list celebrities on every screen. 6 years later, that kingdom was under siege. Gillette's market share had plummeted by nearly 15% in the United States. Billions of dollars in value had evaporated. And the weapon that brought this giant to its knees wasn't a technological breakthrough. It was a $1 razor, a goofy YouTube video, and an idea so simple, it was revolutionary. In 2011, a man named Michael Dubin met a friend at a party. They started complaining about a shared frustration, the cost and hassle of buying razor blades. The products were locked behind plastic cases in drugstores, requiring an employee to unlock them. The cartridges themselves were engineered with more and more blades, vibrating handles, and lubricating strips, all with a price tag to match. A simple task had become an expensive, inconvenient chore. Dubin saw an opening. He invested his life savings and launched Dollar Shave Club in 2012. Their value proposition was brutally simple. For as little as $1 a month, they would mail great razors right to your door. No more locked cases. No more over-engineered tech. Just a good shave, delivered. The company launched with a single YouTube video. It cost $4,500 to make and featured Dubin himself, deadpanning to the camera, "Our blades are effing great." Within 48 hours, the video went viral. The site crashed. And Dollar Shave Club received 12,000 orders, creating a week-long backorder. Just 4 years later, Unilever would acquire the company for $1 billion. In cash. So how did a tiny startup with a viral video and some cheap razors manage to slice away billions from a century-old titan like Gillette? That's the question we're answering today. To understand Dollar Shave Club's genius, we have to first understand the world Gillette built. It was a world built on a brilliant, time-tested strategy known as the razor and blades model. The model, which Gillette perfected, is simple. Sell the initial product, the razor handle, at a low price, sometimes even as a loss leader. Then, sell the proprietary, consumable component, the blades, at a very high margin. Once a customer buys the handle, they are locked into your ecosystem. They must buy your blades. For decades, this was an unbreakable fortress. To justify the high cost of refills, Gillette invested heavily in innovation. Or at least, the perception of it. They went from 1 blade to 2. Then 3, with the Mach 3. Then 5, with the Fusion. They added lubricating strips, flexball technology, and battery-powered vibrations. Each new feature was a marketing event, reinforcing the idea that a better shave required more technology, which in turn justified a higher price. But in doing so, they created a massive vulnerability. They had over-engineered a simple product and passed the cost on to the customer. They were so focused on adding features, they forgot about the customer experience. And that experience was becoming a major point of friction. Men were tired of paying upwards of $30 or $40 for a pack of cartridges. They were tired of the hassle of the shopping trip itself. Gillette had built a gilded cage, but the customer was starting to feel trapped. This is where Dollar Shave Club aimed its first, most decisive shot. They didn't just offer a cheaper product, they offered a better, more convenient system. The direct-to-consumer, or DTC, subscription model. By cutting out the middleman, the brick-and-mortar retailers like Walmart and CVS, Dollar Shave Club slashed its costs. They didn't have to pay for shelf space, retail staff, or complex distribution logistics. They simply bought generic but high-quality razors from a supplier, packaged them in a simple box, and shipped them directly from their warehouse to the customer's bathroom. This model had 2 profound advantages. First, convenience. The subscription automated the purchase. Customers no longer had to remember to buy blades or make a special trip to the store. The product just appeared when they needed it. Dollar Shave Club solved a recurring problem with a recurring solution, removing all the friction Gillette's retail model had created. Second, it created a predictable, recurring revenue stream. Unlike Gillette, which had to fight for every single transaction in a store, Dollar Shave Club knew exactly how much money was coming in each month. This is the holy grail for any business. It provides stability, simplifies inventory management, and dramatically increases the lifetime value of each customer. Investors love it, because it turns a one-time purchase into a long-term relationship. A better model and a lower price were powerful. But they weren't enough to build a billion-dollar company. The secret weapon was something much less tangible: brand. Gillette's brand was polished, corporate, and aspirational. It was Tiger Woods and Roger Federer. It was about being the best a man can get. It was serious, masculine, and distant. Dollar Shave Club's brand was the complete opposite. It was irreverent, self-aware, and relatable. The launch video wasn't a slick, high-budget commercial, it was a conversation. Michael Dubin walked through his warehouse, cracked jokes, and spoke to his audience like a friend. He wasn't selling a mythical ideal of masculinity, he was selling a common-sense solution to a shared annoyance. The tone was authentic. The message was simple: stop paying for shave tech you don't need. This resonated powerfully, especially with a younger generation of millennial consumers who were tired of being marketed to by faceless corporations. Dollar Shave Club didn't just create customers, it created a tribe. People felt like they were in on a secret, part of a clever rebellion against Big Shave. They didn't just use the product, they talked about it, shared the videos, and became evangelists for the brand. This organic, word-of-mouth marketing was something Gillette's 9-figure advertising budget simply couldn't buy. The final piece of the strategy reveals the true long-term vision. The dollar razor was never the end game. It was the Trojan Horse. Once Dollar Shave Club had a customer subscribed and had earned their trust, they had established a direct line of communication. Every month, a box would arrive at their home. This created an opportunity to sell them more. Soon after launching, the company began introducing other grooming products: shave butter, post-shave cream, face wash, even wet wipes they cheekily named One Wipe Charlies. The razor got them in the door. The subscription kept them there. And the expanding product line dramatically increased the average revenue per user. They were using their low-margin entry product to acquire customers, then upselling them on higher-margin goods. They weren't just disrupting the razor market anymore, they were going after the entire men's grooming aisle. The razor wasn't the business. The relationship with the customer was the business. And that is the core insight. The secret to Dollar Shave Club's success wasn't just about selling cheap razors. Many had tried that and failed. The true disruption was realizing that Gillette wasn't in the razor business. They were in the cartridge business. Their entire model depended on selling high-margin refills through inconvenient retail channels, propped up by impersonal, celebrity-driven advertising. Dollar Shave Club attacked that model on every single front simultaneously. They replaced the expensive, over-engineered product with a simple, good-enough alternative. They replaced the inconvenient retail experience with a frictionless, direct-to-consumer subscription. And they replaced the distant, corporate brand with an authentic, relatable personality that built a loyal community. They understood that they weren't just selling a product. They were selling a better experience. They were selling convenience, value, and identity. The razor was just the physical manifestation of that service. Gillette was selling things. Dollar Shave Club was solving a problem. If you're having your own aha moment about how a simple idea can disrupt a massive industry, take a second to hit the like button and subscribe. It helps us continue to unlock these strategies for you. The Dollar Shave Club story is brilliant because it became the foundational blueprint for the entire DTC revolution of the 2010s. After their success, we saw the model applied everywhere. Warby Parker used it to take on the eyeglass monopoly. Casper used it to disrupt the mattress industry. HelloFresh applied it to home cooking. The broader business principle here is a crucial warning for any market leader. Do not confuse your product with your business model. Gillette had the best razor blade technology in the world. But they were blind to the fact that their business model, the way they sold and delivered that product, was broken. They were so focused on adding a fifth blade that they didn't notice their customers were tired of the price and the experience. This proves that in the modern economy, convenience and customer experience are not just features, they are powerful competitive moats. An incumbent can have a century of market dominance, a massive R&D budget, and global name recognition. But if a startup can offer a cheaper, simpler, and more pleasant way of solving the same problem, that incumbent is vulnerable. If you learn something new, hit the like button and subscribe for more strategy breakdowns. And let us know in the comments, what company's strategy should we unlock next?